Welcome back, guys, to Minecraft, episode number 20. That's right, episode number 20, survival single player. And we are in the tower base at the center of our world in the Alpha Valley. Does anything strike you as being odd about the video footage right here, besides the fact that I'm switching items as we talk? Don't be distracted by that. That's just a little bit of misdirection. What looks weird? Can you tell? Can you tell what looks weird? Uh-huh. Let me look up this way. Yeah, there's no particle effects in the reverse F5 mode. Isn't that weird? I just noticed that, because when I was about to start recording, I was like, hey, wait a second. I turned around, yep, they're on. Turn this way, nope, not on. On, not on, not on. All right, anyway, that's not that important. I'm smelting up some smooth stone to use for the project for today, should it be needed. I was running low anyway, and I don't know, tend to use a lot in a project like this where we're working with the mountainside. And this stuff is just always good to have around. I've only got less than 4 stacks left. Yesterday? No, not yesterday. It wasn't yesterday. But last time we built this furnace-y thing. I'm still kind of working on it. I do like the way that the paths are starting to be visible from multiple levels. So right now, standing here, you can see how the path winds down and hits there. Ends up down there. This path right here is going to wind around here. Standing here, you can see it wind down around this guy. Still has a lot of work to do. It's just kind of like a bare bones skeleton of an idea. But I like it. I also... I had this filled in with smooth stone. It was kind of mirroring the look over there without the chests. I decided to carve it away and have it be a little bit more treacherous. If you fall, you will take fall damage. But it's neat to see sort of all the paths winding around, kind of like an MC Escher kind of idea, except that we won't be bending reality and having paths connect to each other that shouldn't be. Let's see, I need a few bits of food, because I had gotten into a fight with a skeleton, busted up my pants. All right, so today I want to work on these aqueducts. These have been here for a while. Let me get out a few things. And what I was kind of deliberating on is how to finish the build. They're not supported at all. They're just hanging out there unless they run into a landmass, like out in that direction. Other than that, they're just floating. And my original thought was that a good block to use for a support would be a cobblestone wall, because it wouldn't be as thick as the base. And it could give us a more detailed column look. That's not going to be available for a long time, and I was debating about what to do. I figured, well, let's just build something, and later, when we get cobblestone walls, I'll just replace it. But someone made an awesome suggestion. They said, why don't you use these water things, these water columns you're using for the tower? I got rid of this, by the way, the little ladder, so, because I'm kind of done building it. I mean, we're not done working on it, but I won't be working on it for a little bit, so it's nice to see it actually floating, except for the water. Only thing connecting it to the ground is the water. So that makes it look cool. Somebody suggested, why don't you use these things for the columns for that? I was like, huh, that's kind of an interesting idea. So let's try that today. It also is going to give us a cool way to get up to the aqueduct from below. So I won't need ladders. I can just ride a boat. So that'll be kind of neat. We can design a little boat launcher and have it ascend up through a hole and pop up into the aqueduct. Another thing I've been deliberating on is whether or not to make the thing, the little collision box, the little hitbox pops up at weird times. See, I'm looking right at this ladder. Now it pops up when you touch it. See that? That's weird. Anyway, I was deliberating on whether or not to turn this thing into an eats road. If we're going to turn it into an eats road, we're going to need ladders every other block, because basically the way the eats roads work is you trap a boat from ascending through various means, and in this version of the game we would use ladders on a block like this. And so it's constantly at level, it never gets to bob up, and all it does is get propelled forward. So it goes very fast. The only problem is, if I do that, I'm going to need blocks on the side here, and the only block that really makes sense would be to use slabs. Okay, let me get out here. We could do it like this. And I thought about this for a while, doing it like this. It would look okay. The only problem is when you're riding down the boat, you wouldn't be able... You would be basically at this level. You wouldn't be able to see the landscape. See how we're kind of trapped looking at the landscape? If we're riding a boat like this, you can see all the cool landscape. And so I think I'm not going to do this design. I think for this one up here, we're going to go with a more scenic version, where it's just going to be water, all source blocks, so it's not going to propel you forward at fast speed. You're going to have to manually pilot the boat down this thing. So all this is going to get replaced by water. I only have one water bucket on me. Let's go grab one. All that's going to get replaced by water. And we're also going to need some kind of boat launcher, boat something here. And I did craft up a few TNT, not a huge amount. Oh, let's just go ahead and blow it up. Let's get a water bucket. Oh, they didn't all go. That's a bigger hole than I needed. Whoops. Oops. Okay. Fine. Let's pick up the... Oh, shoot. Hey, that's kind of neat. That connects through to my mine. And that's the Patch Museum. Maybe we should have some kind of pass-through here, or make it kind of visible or something. I wasn't going to do that, but after seeing that it's visible right there, I kind of like that. Okay, this is why you sometimes blow things up, because unexpected things happen. There's the Patch Museum. Oh, ladders. Oh my god, that scared me. This is, that goes down to the Alpha Valley Mines. Yeah, okay, let's have some kind of visible pass-through thing. Not that you could, not that you would be able to walk down here, but just that you can see. And then you have to take more of a winding route to get around. All right, I like that. Okay. So we need to replace all those... Oh, it's getting dark. Dang it. Monsters incoming. We need to replace all these torches. We need to put source blocks of water. And I guess we'll continue using torches for lighting. It's too hard to get jack-o'-lanterns, and it's too hard to get glowstone. So let's just wall off the water here for now. And replace all that with water. Put some torches up at regular intervals. And I'm going to build the basics of some kind of boat launcher here. Oh, forgot about you. There we go. Yeah. Oh, there's another one. One more. Can't block. All right, we're done. So, there's a start. Filled in all the water in the aqueduct. So, it goes all the way out here. You can see I've put some little doodads there. Those are markers for where the chunk borders are. We have coordinates now. But it doesn't tell you in this version of the game what chunk you're in or where the chunk borders are. But I do know that this is the edge of a chunk. So 432, if you just divide by 16, you're going to get that that's divisible by 16. This is where a chunk starts, from 432 all the way to 447, and then 448 would be the next one. So this is a chunk border. 16 blocks brings us right here. 447, 448 on the X coordinate axis, and so on. 16 blocks each one. This is the next border where I'm going to put the boat loader. Not totally finished yet. And then there's the next one, and the next one, and the next one. So someone has suggested that we make the pillars for the aqueduct out of water. And I'm going to put those, like, I think either every 2 chunks or every 4 chunks. So the second chunk was right there where I put the boat loader. That's the third chunk, I think. Yeah. Third chunk. Fourth chunk would be there. If we put them every 4 chunks, the first column would be right there. Second column would be 5, 6, 7, over there. And then the next one would be halfway between here and the wall, which you can just see. on the edge of our vision, so like there. So 3 columns. I think that's probably about right. If we did it every other chunk, I think that would be too many. But we will try it. We'll do it every 4 chunks first to see what that looks like. But first we need to build the thing to launch the boats. So I want to ride down this thing in a boat, and I don't want it to crash, so we'd like to have it centered. It's going to rise up through here and just sit here. This ceiling, actually, if nobody's in the boat, it can probably be that high and be fine. So the loader's going to be beneath us, and at first I was going to have this path go around both sides of the boat dock and have it be symmetrical, like a horseshoe or something, connecting to this aqueduct. And then I realized when I build it like that, well, we don't get the visual of seeing this boat that goes down to the mines. So I decided let's make it asymmetrical and have it just go around like that. So this is where it's going to be. First version I tried went like this, but if you do it like this, let's get both water thingies out. Do I have any boats? No. Okay, let me get some boats. Let's grab some boats so I can illustrate the process, the thoughts. Okay, 2 boats. Good enough. All I need. So if you put the boat like this, it's not going to be centered, or at least it's not guaranteed to be. This one is kind of off to the right. I want it to be in the middle, if possible. Sometimes it'll get stuck along these edges. That's no good. We want to make... Oh, darn it. Kind of wanted those source blocks. Okay, let's go grab some more. Whoop. I want it to be in the center, and then there's a super duper easy way to do that. Okay, grab 2 more source blocks. And another boat. There we go. Okay, so let's break these. The solution is just to spread out your source block so that not only does it get pushed towards there, where it's going to ride up, but also towards the center. So now any boat we put there is going to rise. If we put it kind of on the edge here. Oh, okay. Whoops. This won't be a problem in the final version, I promise. Okay, there we go. Go, boat! Oh, this is a problem. What's it stuck on? This is really weird. Okay, well, okay, we've just discovered another problem. It's not moving. What are you stuck on? Seriously. There it goes. That was weird. Okay, but it naturally centers itself. And now it is right there, ready to be rowed. And it's pointed the right direction. I don't know why that happened. We'll have to think about that. Okay, but that's 1 step. Or 2 steps, actually. So we've got it centered. Hopefully, once I figure out why that just happened, then it gets pushed towards that stream, rises up, and it's ready to go. Then we're going to use the Eats Road boat loader that Etho came up with like a zillion years ago. And the thing is going to rise up through here. We're going to dig this down. And the boat's going to come up through here, pointed this way. It's going to be stuck like this. And then once there's room for it to move, there's going to be a water source block here and here, pushing it this way. And so it's going to turn. And there's enough room for a boat facing this way and a boat facing this way. And that's all the room there is. The rest will get stacked beneath them. Then we'll have redstone going to trigger this door. We also need another... I need another water source. Let's go grab some more. There's where the boat loader is going to be. Okay. Okay, so let's see, where were we? We need a water source block right here. So the boat's going to be stuck here, getting pushed by the water source here. Then when the door opens, it's going to get pushed. The door will open long enough, just for the natural timing of the redstone signal when you hit a button, for one boat to go through, and another one will get stuck right behind it. That one will get pushed through here, and the rest will stay stacked. Okay, that's that. Are you with me so far? This is kind of old mechanics, but it's fairly simple once you've done it a few times. Then we're going to need a boat loader. This is pretty simple too. You place it, you just look at the block, that piece of stone right there, and you place the boat, and it automatically gets pushed exactly straight this way. And it falls down, pressed against the wall. Then there's going to be water source blocks pushing it this way to have it rise up through there. Now I just need to build the thing. Apparently we have a pet chicken now, stuck in our sorting system. Well, it's not really a sorting system, just a storage system. Daylight is coming. Here's what it looks like now. I've got most of the stuff smoothed off and detailed. There's an egg in my aqueduct. That is not okay, chicken. So you can still see down there. And it kind of looks like a natural cave, even though a lot of this is from the TNT. So if you want to go to the Patch Museum, you actually have to walk around that way and down the steps and around the corner and down that way. Or you could just jump down to that water, I guess. Anyway, so the little boat loader is right here. I've got it mostly recessed. It's easy to miss if you're just kind of walking through. And I wired it up to a switch. You can maybe hear the door. Yeah, okay, but there's no boats in there. So let's load one. I don't have a way to go fix the loader. Like, I don't have an access tunnel right now. It's wired up through this wall. I may just make that the access tunnel. Or maybe I'll link it up with this room. I don't know. Okay, let's see if that worked, though. It should be in its position by now. One at a time. Let's try one. There, yep, there it comes. Perfect. Did it hit the ceiling? I don't think so. Okay, that's perfect. Works great. Get this egg out of here. Oh, I can't throw them yet. That's the next patch. Okay, so let's break this. Get as much of that back as possible. So that works. Let's try 2 boats in a row. See if the stacking mechanism works. Actually, let's try 3. Let's try 3. So the first boat will be ready to get launched. The second boat will be stuck behind it. The third boat will be underneath the second. There we go. All right. So that should be ready. 3, 2, 1. It takes a while for them to go all the way down, get pushed over, and then to float up to where they need to be. That's long enough, though. Okay, so that's number 1. Woo! Okay. Sweet. All right, let's see if the stacking, if it like unstacks them and sends them off individually properly. Seems good. Good, I bumped it, that's why it twisted. And the next one. There it comes. Awesome, it works. Oh, lovely, blissful, awesome science. And then you can just ride straight down. Okay, sweet, that works. That did not break the boat. Let's work on the little water column things. All right, so here we go. Let's break you, and you, and you, and you. Oh, look at that. Everything looks like dirt through the water. So many old glitches and bugs and, I guess, quote-unquote gameplay features that I've just totally forgotten about. Dirt on the inside. Well, you can't see it from here because it's too opaque. Yeah. Oh, from here, you can tell. Well, that's weird. Anyway, okay. What does it look like? What does it look like? Let's grab these guys. Rise up the water. Take a step back. Take a peeky. Okay. Let's go a little farther. Let's go like up this hill and just take a look at it from a distance. I think it's definitely promising. We need to do a little detail work on the slabs. Let's come up to right about here. Yeah, that could definitely look cool, and it ties in a little bit more with the base style. I think what I need to do, though, is add like a ring of slabs around that to sort of bracket it, and then to bring up this guy, maybe 1 block, and then we need to add like a little self-inserter boat launcher thing to get back up there. Not gonna have a boat loader, like an automatic one with a wired up redstone thing like the previous stuff. Okay, let's do this. Boink, boink, boink. Come on. Hip, ship, ship, hip. Okay, so kind of like that. And then we will have a boat thingy. It doesn't have to be very big. Let's just say 1, 2, 3. That's big enough, like that. And then all of this will be slabs. Like this. And we'll replace these guys with slabs too. Give it a nice uniform look. And these will all be going, I guess they'll all be going the same way. The reason I'm pointing it like this is so that the boats are facing the outward journey by default. Oh, this isn't even right. It needs, it needs to be like, whoops. It needs to be wider. Let's see if we do it like this. Is that enough space? Oh gosh, I didn't have any extra shovels. Dang it. What is this light doing on my head? You see the shadow on my head? Okay. Let's just test it, since my shovel broke anyway. 4 wide, 4 wide. Okay. Water source there. Water source there. Is that enough space for... I don't have any boats. Dang it. Okay. We'll test this in a bit. I'm going to do a little detail work. Well, that certainly adds a heck of a lot of character to this valley and to that aqueduct running through there. The torches are still... they're a little bit awkward. I really wish we could get rid of them. Eventually we'll be able to, once we can get glowstone a little bit more easily, where it doesn't take 9 dust to make 1 glowstone, and each glowstone you break only gives you 1 dust. Once that gets changed to a better system, we'll start using glowstone for lighting. But look at that. I think that adds a lot of charm to that aqueduct. It looks really cool. I especially like that the columns are transparent. So we're not blocking as much of the cool landscape as we would have been. Translucent, I guess. Translucent, transparent, translucent. Whatever, one of those two. Okay, let's give it a little test. See how it does? Of course, we'll have to do the same thing in each of the 3 directions. 512 blocks out in each direction. That should be awesome. I don't need this boat in my hand because... we have automated boats. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Let's take this, test it out. So we're going to pass 1. And let's say there's something on the ground we want to go investigate or something. I don't know. Some little build we have to go deal with. Or oh, okay. Or that happens. We ran into the wall. We got to chop down a tree. That tree right there. It's got our name on it. All right, so let's pop down here. I have not actually tested this little boat loader thing. Possibly it doesn't work. Possibly it doesn't work. Let's take a look. I think 3 columns is probably good too. If we did them every 2 chunks instead of every 4 chunks, that means we would have 1, 2, 3. We would have 3 more supports. That may get a little bit... make it to be a little bit too much. All right, here we go. Let's see if this works. What I'm curious to see is if the boat and myself get into the water stream fully before we hit that edge there. Let's see. Yeah, worked perfectly. Oops. All right, well, it worked perfectly except for the fact that the game crashed on the way up. I wonder what that was about. Did we, like, collide with a block and it didn't like that or something? Oh, by the way, need to add you and you. There, now you're finished. I happen to have boats left over, though. That's why I brought multiple. Let's try this again. Here we go. Please don't crash on me this time. Crash your fingers. Whew. Okay, we lived. We lived. All right, let's head out. Let's continue our journey. So I'm going to have one of these leading to each edge of the alpha terrain, alpha 1.1 terrain. And then I would like to have a similar aqueduct going along, maybe not with the supports, because they're not necessarily necessary. I don't know. I haven't decided about that yet. I'm going to come up here and slow down Actually, if we're going straight towards it, it shouldn't break, right? Okay. So here is the edge. This is where the next one is. And it is right at the border of the changes because we are building these supports on the edges of two different chunks. So I want to have a similar aqueduct system going around the outside of this edge at this level, so you can not only go through the main alpha valley, but also go around the edges here and look at both of the different terrain types. Once we get into a third terrain type, which will be farther out, we're going to have to think of a different transport system, and the Eats Road down there that returns back to the base. Actually, we can take that back, I guess. Do we want to take that back? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. The Eats Road that returns back that way, it's going to break sooner or later. Okay, I still don't have a good way to get down here. Maybe that's another thing to work on. All right, back to the base. To the Alpha Valley base. Oh, and this isn't working. That stopped working right for some reason. It was working flawlessly. And then all of a sudden, the boats just started doing that. Well, great. This design is going to break anyway. Eventually. So I guess we'll just go back. Hey, you know what? I do have another boat. I'm going to need it to write up the thing, though. All right, that's it for this episode. Next time, we'll continue working on the aqueduct system around the edges of the map. So yeah, that's it. Leave your feedback below. See you next time. Bye-bye.